do it, don't rush like this. Like when we go up to the camera, bam, and then we come out.
And do what? And do what? And do what?
Be different people.
How many times are we gonna do it?
3, the magic number.
Okay. I'm gonna write it.
Just stop.
Hello.
Out there. Hello.
Okay.
Lionel Richie. Do you know that song?
Hello.
Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
Yep.
I can see it in your eyes. So,
What is
hello.
What is that?
Hello. Hello. I'm not sure if the camera's here.
Is it
right
yes.
now? Okay.
That's fine. You think I didn't look before?
Good people. We're back.
We are.
Mother-daughter.
So I'm gonna start the question. What is the positive thing you did for yourself this week?
Miss K and J.
Even though it's Wednesday, it's the middle of the week. You could have done something positive for yourself.
You should be doing something positive for yourself every day. That's something that I felt was important for you and I both to really make a commitment to recognize the big and the small things that we do. And I'm even including like flossing.
Yeah, little things. I did my hair this week. You know, we're in quarantine, so I'm a little natural right now, you know. Wasn't doing no big thing. I'm not going anywhere, so this is my, you know. I only had a little bit of hair because, as y'all know, the non-essential places are closed, so the resupply store is closed, so I have very limited amount of hair to work with, but we here.
And even, was I find interesting, even the definition of essential.
Yeah.
Depends who you're talking to.
To you!
Yes. A woman of color, or women in general, essential is our nails. Essential is getting our feet done. You know, but I think what COVID has definitely done is given us new skills.
Yes.
Or take us back to that time when we did those things on our own. Because some people were already budgeting that getting my nails done costs $50 a pop, can't afford it. So I think for me, I stopped using the ANC, so I'm not beholden to have to go back, but my toes might need a little work.
I did my toes this week. So yeah, I pampered myself this week. I did my hair, I painted my toes. My nails is it's kind of a wrap for that right now.
Well, what I did for myself this week that was good, I put back on my Fitbit.
And you bought yourself another one.
And I bought myself another one. So
an upgraded version.
Yes. So definitely, even though we're home, somewhat stationary, we don't have to not move. So I felt it was important being home now for 3 weeks that I needed to get back on that grind and at least meet the minimum of what I feel is good movement and good health.
Right.
I'm not sure. Not sure. I know that we have not shared with the audience that, you know, in our family, one of the things that we have to be mindful of is Alzheimer's. And I read one of the things that we can do to alleviate, postpone, delay that memory deficit, as Granny says, is for us to eat healthy and exercise. And it's all about bringing the blood flow to the brain. So it's important for me for many reasons to exercise.
I've been exercising.
Yes, with a different focal point. But,
but still, I have all of that in the back of my head.
Yeah. Well, you know, I'm going to say I told you so. Because I've been telling you for years. Maybe not years and years.
Well, since college, at least.
That if you want more hiney, you got to put some
work in the gym. Yes.
I think you had the perception that butts look different when you do squats versus what?
Just letting it be.
Letting it be. If you let it be, nothing will happen.
Yeah.
Right? Nothing will happen. So that if you want progress, I think you're learning that definitely if you want to make something happen, you've got to commit to it. And I'm definitely been impressed, I must say. I'm impressed with her that she made a decision that she was going to change her body for the better or to what you view as how you want it. And you're committed. You've been at the gym, you got your bands. I've seen you even trying to still keep it up even though we're home and you're not at the gym. And what's interesting for me is that what people are learning how much the gym really, that gym rat, whatever that gym rat means, you know, that that's where you find your zone for movement. But I think it's been a good exercise for us to take that to take that movement activity into our homes and figure out how to incorporate it. And as I think I read somewhere that some gym memberships might never get renewed because people have indeed figured out that they could do certain things on their own at home. I'm thankful that my gym has delayed their membership. The fees. I don't know. So that's a little bit more money in my pocket. No, my gym did that.
No, I'm saying, I don't know if...
yeah, you guys, I didn't get the email that said that you're canceling your... Yeah. So, a funny thing happened last night. What was that?
What? I'm sorry, are you jumping right in?
Yeah.
We're jumping right in.
I was excited about the book. I was excited. It became a great reminder of what life was like for me at 21. So the book in question is this little red book, and it's a red book that I've had since 1978, and it was a gift to me from a teacher that...
College?
No.
What was it?
Girl, 1978.
That was high school?
Elementary.
Oh, 78.
78. Oh my God. I'm old, but I'm not that old.
I wasn't even thinking about math.
Yes.
But
math
okay.
is crucial.
You're right.
But anyway, it was a teacher that saw my pleasure in writing and reading, and she gave me a book to journal in, and I've held on to this book because her encouragement to me meant so much. And definitely I feel that this is a good plug for us to appreciate the teachers in our lives and those who encourage us, and who knows, some of our young students, our kids, that they're missing those teachers. So they're suffering a little bit of a loss too with COVID-19. Anyway, one of the things I realized when we were reading this book, and it was such a kick reading out loud my journal entries to you last night. I think that was the most I've ever seen you laugh. Even I was tickled when I was reading this out loud to you, and I was glad that you were a captive audience as I was rehashing the good old days. But I think a few things for me was I realized that you get your drama quite honestly, because I was definitely a drama queen.
Yes.
When I was 21.
And I am drama queen.
With entries of, how much do you reveal? Is instinct enough?
Yes.
I like to believe it gets you something, someone, somewhere. It's a great reading. I think I might turn into a monologue. But I think for me, in reading it, I felt like it was a great opportunity for you to see where I was at 21.
Right.
And that your headspace is something I have built through and familiar with.
Right.
So what did that feel like for you to, how...
It was because it's like seeing you in a different relatable light. Not that you're not relatable now, and it's not that I didn't know that you were once my age, but it's life really happens again. It's the cycle. So it's it was just you, and it's you are who you were, if that makes sense. When you were reading it, I'm that's something she would say. That's exactly something she would say. And then it's sometimes I felt like I was hearing myself, things that it was I was I probably be asking the same thing.
Yes. I could see that you do take honest, as I said, the deep thoughts.
Yeah.
And not to say that other people, you're not the only deep thinker out there. But at least in terms of us, and that's why sometimes when I hear you, crying or feeling, I get it. And as a mom, we want to erase that pain. But what have I told you? You can't thrive without a little strife, without a little, and you learn about yourself, so definitely. There was definitely some reminders for me where I was, and I think our next conversation ended up being the journaling.
Yes. And what that, because I basically had said that I don't have any, hard concrete reason on why I don't journal, but I always just felt the way people describe it as it being outlet just to just write and pour. I'm the kind of writer that it's like I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna write, if that makes sense. But it's like actually I've never really actually like sat down and just like let just say anything on the paper. Like everything I've written has been calculated some way. Like even if it's my true thought and how I'm really feeling, before I put it on paper, like I structured it in my head before I wrote it down. So it was because you reading that, it was kind of like you would just talk. It was just like you felt it might have been all over the place, like, but it's like because there was no real story to tell. You were just talking, like. Yeah. So I've never really, I felt inspired.
Yeah, to journal.
Yeah, to be like, let me just see, and it's like I mostly want to do it to read back on, like how you years later look at reading back on it. So just to have like just so you could be in that moment, like when you were writing, that's the moment you were in. So 10 years from now, you'll feel yourself in that moment when you're reading it.
Or so, 20 years.
20, you know,
30 years, good Lord, because that's how old I am. But it's funny because when I was reading it, I was like, damn, either I'm a deep thinker or I'm a drama queen. But definitely, I tend to write, and in the past, I write when I'm in pain.
Right.
I write when I'm hurting. I find that I can relate, I can pour out and just feel, and even be given permission to feel and let it out, and let it out, and let it out, you know. And so whether or not, journaling means different things for different people.
Right.
Whether it's, as you use the word calculated, or whether it's just a place to dump feelings and just get it out. And in the process of getting it out, you learn a bit about yourself, or you kind of can organize those emotions that you're feeling, you know. But I find that when I'm happy, and I don't have time to write.
Yeah, because
you know?
But it's like maybe that should be the thing, like you universally write. Like if I had a journal, I would want to write everything.
Right, every day.
Everything, yeah.
Yes, and some people, there's some really great journals out there, and I've, you know, and I think in one of my entries here, I think, what did I say? Hello, my anonymous friend.
Oh my God.
So it's, looking back is really a great thing. I think what I found myself was intriguing is there was a name or two in here, and girl, I didn't know who they were. Like, who's Dolores? Who's Phil? You know? So much for memories.
Right. And it's crazy because it's like I'm trying to put myself, so it's like imagine me 30 years. Am I going to forget these people? Like, because right now they're so fresh in my, they're so fresh.
They're so important.
Right. I've been here 2 decades, and everybody's so, but it's like, so it's like in 30 years from now, it's crazy to think that's like maybe the people that I know right now or involved with or whatever the case may be. Yeah. They'll become
a distant memory.
Yeah.
And it even goes to show you that when we talk about time healing wounds, I mean, I think as an adult, I've come to see that it's true. Give it time, and it'll level out.
Right.
If all goes well, the pain will lessen.
Yeah.
You know, but I do find myself when we talk about time and hurt and loss, these days I think about Granny. I imagine that, you know, when it comes to that time, that I don't know how much, if time will do, what will time do, you know.
What would it look like?
So it's different. It's
Yeah.
different. But we won't bring this down right now with that reality, other than to say that we want to appreciate the time that we do have with the people that mean a lot to us, you know. So, what else, girl?
Okay, so
the jar.
Let's talk about the jar.
The jar.
The name, I guess, will mold itself, but for now, it's just quote unquote
the jar.
It's what do they call it? End quote.
Air quotes?
No.
There's some people that air quotes.
There's something.
And what does that even mean?
Air quotes.
Air quotes.
Like quotation marks.
I know what they mean.
Oh, air quotes.
When I use it.
When you use it, like
emphasis.
Like emphasis, or like some people use it for sarcasm.
Ah.
I use it for sarcasm, like just anything dumb. But
She wildin'.
What?
Wrong use. Wrong use.
What?
I was just.
She wildin'.
Wilded. Okay. That didn't work.
Yeah.
The jar.
So yes, the jar. We have the jar, which is, we'll give a little ASMR for the audio listeners.
I'm sorry, is that a buzzword I'm supposed to know? ASMR?
I thought I told you what that meant.
And you
It's
think
like,
I retain that?
It's like the
What's it mean?
ASMR. Like, actually, I really don't know what it means. I just know what the acronym means. So if you know what ASMR means, help me out here.
Maybe we could put that in the thing, but I know what it is, but I'm stressed.
I know.
Look, I'm doing my thing so that before you put something out there that you know what it is, so that next time you'll know.
It's just like a fad, a trend. So people with trends, sometimes people just be saying anything. Like they'll talk without knowing.
That makes sense.
It doesn't.
No.
Yeah. So. So we have the jar. So basically, what this is, the purpose that this is going to serve, is going to be filled with.
Be clear now.
Ideas
Be
that
clear.
we have. Filled with paper. Filled with paper.
No, not paper, but
thought. Like I was gonna say, filled with our ideas.
Topics.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll shut up.
It's gonna be filled with topics that we've thought about, that we want to talk about, that things that we just want to touch on, and then it won't happen every episode. Just whenever we feel that we're just gonna randomly pick something to talk about for that day's episode, and we'll do it on live here in the moment. We'll pick something. And on top of that, we want it to be an outlet for us to be able to interact with our listeners and our viewers, you guys. So we just, if you guys have any topics that you guys want us to talk about, definitely leave them in the comments. Write us on Instagram. Our Instagram is at inthemomentpdcst, no O or A in podcast, and I'll leave it on the screen here. So you guys can write us on Instagram, leave a comment on anything that you guys want us to talk about, and we'll just throw it up in this jar.
Yep.
And
what's cool about it, I feel it'll be an opportunity for us to kind of throw in the things that we talk about throughout our day,
Yep.
throughout the hours. That way, and I think I like the surprise of it. I like to be able to go. I'm always like sticking my hand in a box.
And being like,
what's
like that?
What's coming out? Well, not the one with the.
Oh,
What show
it's
was
hidden.
that? What show was that? Oh, man. Jimmy Fallon.
They had to put
their hand in a box
and
say what it is, and at times they feel like they will touching a creepy crawly thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's not this kind of thing. Number one, we could see the glass is clear, but I like the idea of just going in and seeing what are they talking about? Yeah, and that way we can get it's I think in some circles it's called rapid fire.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew.
The TikTok. Pew, pew, pew.
Oh, yes! I love that!
Hold up. Wait, that's not... We gotta do that. We gotta do that one.
Pew, pew, pew! Is that
the
right?
chopper?
Pew, pew, pew!
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay.
This is 22.
Yeah.
We gotta do that one.
These pew, pew, pews they don't hurt. They don't cause you to bleed. No damage done. Just fun.
Yeah.
Just fun. So what do you think will be in our topic jar?
Asking me?
Yeah.
What do you think will be in it? Like an example?
Like I think we've talked about marriage,
exercise, communication,
all kinds of stuff. I don't even think we should even.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
I'm sorry.
My
bad. But definitely, let us know if there's any topics that you want us to chat about, or
because we're here to talk with you.
Get viewpoints on. Keep us from boring each other to death. So yeah, stuff like that. Definitely we want to be genuine in this and have fun with it, and just kind
have some exciting things.
Yeah, and just bring to the forefront, the energy that exists between us, and figure out how to translate that so that you have fun and we have fun and we have fun together. There's no point in having one person have fun and the other. I've been in situations where I'm not having fun.
Right.
But I think it's important that everyone has fun. Everyone has fun and figure out what excites them. So definitely the jar is here. We're going to have it front and center, and it's going to be a nice source of conversation in the moment. In the moment conversations. No time to think about it, no time to censor yourself, but like, boom, what do you think about that? What do you think about this, So, yeah.
Alrighty. Is it a wrap up?
Is it a wrap?
Is it a wrap?
Is it a wrap? Maybe for now, it might be a wrap. I know you have things to do. The challenge.
She just made, so tomorrow is my grandma's birthday, and my mom got creative. Should we show them? You want to show them?
I did. No.
We'll post a picture. Okay. No. Oh, it's not done yet. It's not done yet. So yeah, but we'll post a picture on our Instagram. We'll post a picture on our Instagram. So follow us on Instagram. I'll plug it in.
Yeah.
In the Moment Podcast. No O or M.
Yeah.
Podcast. And we're going to post it up on
It was a wonderful, I created there is something to be said with creating gifts, either both from the heart and with your own hands. So my mom is going to be 83 tomorrow, and COVID and where she is right now in her health and her mental and emotional place, I created a piece. My first piece. I created my first piece. And the intent was for it to be an encouraging piece for her, an encouraging item that she will know that she's loved, that she would be encouraged during those dark and blue moments. So it came out really great. I had fun doing it, and it really felt good to tap into. I feel like I could create something. How empowering that it was for me to know that I could create something.
It's really nice.
And even as I was doing it, I was like, okay, this fits here, this fits there, and it's like the puzzle pieces coming together, and it's just so great. I was pleased with it, and I'm excited to do more. And so.
If y'all see how many magazines we have to cut up,
so there's
stuff to come.
Yes, and that's how that came about.
Right,
I wanted to get rid of the magazines. So I just started cutting out and looking through things, and I guess I had a running narrative in my head as to what images I wanted, or what to get, and what words, and just what letters. And I've got a nice Tiffany box of all this stuff, and I've got tons more magazines that I'm going to add to that. So it's really good stuff, and I guess for me, coming out of COVID, I would have tapped into something creative. So I know we talked about in the past, what do we want
to get out of,
who do we want to be when we get out when COVID is over, and even over is air quotes over, because it's not going to be over and normal for I think we will be defining what normal is.
It's just going to be a new normal.
A new normal.
It's not going to be.
How long? I wonder how long it'll feel new. Like when do we say this is the norm, and when do we say it's new? But I cannot imagine what it's going to be like to get back into the world. I feel like that's what it feels like.
That's probably how people felt after 9/11. Imagine that.
Yeah. This is yes, and then this is a whole
this is sickness.
Intensity.
The other one is
and the intensity is a little different here. It's ongoing. Like we have days of people, and days of losing people every day. We're losing folks. So that new normal is that normal rather is never coming back. Whatever life was before, it's not going to be the same again. And that does not have to be a bad thing
at all.
Does not have to be a bad thing. Hey, all right. So first and foremost, we want to thank you for spending your moments with us.
And we're 4 episodes
Miss K and Miss J, and 4 episodes in, because we can still count. And I think when we no longer can count on two hands, we might just say, we're back! Here!
Yes.
We're back. So, we want you to have a good day, good week, good month if you don't come back, but we hope you do. And just, again, really thank you for sharing the time with us. Please make sure you Give us some feedback.
Yes.
If you're giving us thumbs down, let us know how we can improve. We are taking feedback, comments. We welcome them all. Definitely, if you have thoughts or ideas for us to talk about, just
so they can go in the jar.
Can go in the jar.
Your thought will be your idea will be in the jar.
And we'll give you a shout out too. This question comes we're gonna definitely try to make sure that we, big people up for being on our team and being with us. What you got for the folks?
She said it all. I'll plug the socials. YouTube, #InTheMomentTV. Instagram, again, In The Moment Podcast. No O or A in podcast.
No O or A in podcast. And
oh yeah, we should